Good afternoon, everybody. I'm sorry I have to speak English, but I made also translation in Bulgarian. So my name is Andrea de Polo. I'm coming from Italy, and I represent Zeutchel, which is a German company producing solutions for digitization in the cultural heritage sector. Next slide, please. I've been cooperating with Kalina Ivanova, with the National Library, and with some Bulgarian institutions that are here in the past for several Erasmus Plus projects. And I'm here today to share my experience on how artificial intelligence can help cultural heritage libraries and companies like Zeutchel to better digitize your books and photographs. Next slide. So before I talk about artificial intelligence, I think it's also important to see a little bit the status of the market in the libraries across Europe. So in this slide, you see the market of libraries is still fragmented. There are some initiatives through the European Commission and the UNESCO to digitize your books and manuscript. And next slide, please. And in this slide, I put together also some important statistics about the digitization market. As you can see, there is still a lot of room for cooperation. A lot of material has not been digitized yet. I think Bulgaria and the Balkans have a tremendous opportunity to join more and more projects to digitize, to create consortium, and together to preserve your very precious content for the future. Next slide, please. So how artificial intelligence can help libraries and digitization solutions like Zeutchel to better overcome the financial issues that we face in the libraries. Some problems are with optical character recognition, with post-processing, where the person has to manually identify the artifact and the areas that can be enhanced or modified, and also the metadata and indexing. So those activities, unfortunately, cannot be always fulfilled 100% by the machine learning and by computers and by artificial intelligence. Next slide, please. So where in my study, where unfortunately artificial intelligence fail? Artificial intelligence is very useful to help catalogers, historians, experts to better digitize, but there are some issues. Issues can be with self-driving, with healthcare, with human emotion, where the machine cannot match the personal feeling of a human being, but also ethics and morality, where the privacy and the ethics are information that sometimes are very subtle or very private, and the machine just don't understand how to deal with those issues. Next slide, please. So how we can help you? I'm here to help my friend Kalina, because we have put together a very, we hope, convincing solutions for your libraries with good discounts. But for us, the design, the interface, the business model can be very attractive also for the Bulgarian market. Next slide, please. So the company has been in the market since 1939, so before the beginning of the Second World War. And as you can see in this slide, we can provide solutions for most of your activities. So microfiche, scanners, digitizations, indexing, and so on. Next slide, please. One important proposal that I have today is also to offer you a totally free content management system. This content management system is put together by an international consortium. It can be easily translated in many different languages, including Bulgarian, all for free. But the importance is also the personalization. Next slide, please. So the software is called Kitodo, has been developed by the University of Berlin. And in this slide, as you can see, there are some very important features and solutions that I think can be very useful for your libraries. And as you can see, the software is totally free of charge, is open source, and according to the requirement of the local library, Zeutchel can help you to improve or connect this open source solution to your existing library, a library that can be connected to Europeana, that can be connected to the Bulgarian State Archive, and so on. But I think this solution can be definitely very user-friendly and very efficient for you also because it's totally free. Next slide. Last but not least is the usability. In the European project with the National Library, we have understand that design and the usage of training for students is very important. So this solution called OS-A1, which is capable to digitize very large format manuscript, books, photographs, but also negatives and glass plates, is definitely tailored for you. It's based on a digital camera, and the production is up to 60, between, let's say, 50 to 60 images per minute. So it's extremely, very, very efficient in terms of timing. Next slide. And as you can see, we can also digitize transparencies and any kind of material that you have, including very fragile 3D artifacts. Next slide. Last but not least, in your presentation, when you deal with artificial intelligence, you have always to consider standards. So in our solution, this is something that definitely also Koilan and Kalina, I'm sure, are using in the library, is to use the Metamorphose and the Fagi standards, because those standards are very important in order to make sure that your digital file are properly connected to your library, but also that can be used and reused by international audience. Next slide. So I'm done for my presentation. This is a quick summary, but it's very important, I think, with also some fact about Zeutchel status and our presence around the world. Next slide, please. And this slide I did not translate because most of the terms are international, but those are the reference standards that Zeutchel is using. And even in this international event where we are talking about artificial intelligence, please remember and consider always those standards when you build your business plan and your cultural heritage digitization strategy. Next slide. So last but not least, before I say goodbye and I go back to my Italian city, is to share some opportunity for the future. I love Bulgaria. I came here many times, and I'm here also today because I think it's very important to establish and continue our cooperation. So this is a slide about some of the open call for European projects. Next slide. And this is a list of other international projects like Creative Europe, Citizen Equality Rights, and so on, that I think, again, can be very beneficial to some of your institutions. If you are interested to learn more about future international grants, please contact me or Kalina on some of the people that are here today. Next slide. So I thank you very much for your patience. I hope my English was good enough. Also my Bulgarian translation was good enough. Here on the bottom there are my business card and some brochure about Zeutchel and about scanners. Thank you very much. Большое спасибо.
Excellent. Thank you.